Hi guys! So like I said in my last video, why I don't speak Korean, I talked about telling you how I am learning Korean. I thought it would be an interesting video to make because a lot of people always ask me, how did you learn Korean? Do you speak Korean? How much Korean do you speak? How much Korean do you need to speak to live in Korea? And I thought I would just tell you a little bit about how much I know and how I'm trying to better my abilities. Firstly, I'm just going to tell you how I initially started learning Korean before I even went to Korea. I used to watch a lot of Korean dramas. I was super addicted. So I kind of learned some words from that. Of course, some of them are not applicable to real life anymore. So the first word I probably learned in Korean was probably 사랑해. It's like 사랑해요. Always in the dramas. That they said that all the time and I knew it meant I love you. I almost once wanted to get it tattooed on me. I never did that because now that, you know, it seems stupid. I love that word so much because it was the first thing that connected me to Korean language, and I just wanted to kind of keep that word, and it just symbolizes the beginning of my love for Korea. 사랑해 was one of the first words I learned. What else did I learn? 어떡해, 어떡해. I learned that word a lot because they said that a lot in the dramas and I say it just like that. 어떡해 is kind of like, what should I do? And I learned that because obviously there were so many dilemmas in the dramas, freaking scandalous stuff happening all the time. Those are the words that I've learned from Korean dramas, and it was kind of useful, kind of not. And that was kind of just how I started learning Korean. The next way I started learning Korean was probably through K-pop. I did used to listen to quite a bit of K-pop before I went to Korea. I was very Big Bang 21 kind of fan. I learned a lot of words from K-pop by just listening to MVs, watching the music videos, listening to the songs and looking at the translations. So I did learn a couple of words from K-pop, but I honestly don't think it taught me that much. When I got to Korea, I decided to start Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone is a language program that you can get on Windows, probably Mac now, and it teaches you a language in a certain amount of time. You can set goals for yourself, but I found with Rosetta Stone that it taught me a lot of basic words, like I said in my last video, like sagwa and keran and namja, yoja, that kind of stuff. It kind of sounded off. I didn't like the way it sounded. I felt like the translation was off, and I was in Korean. I was trying to learn through Rosetta Stone and I was like, this isn't working, this is not good, this isn't how you say stuff. So that really bugged me and I stopped using it. I did maybe, I don't know, a couple of courses and I was done. I was just so done with it. So I'm not sure if Rosetta Stone is the best way to learn Korean, but it's definitely worth a try if you want to learn basic words. Google Translate was another way that I kind of tried to learn some words. You know, if I couldn't figure something out, I would usually just go on Google Translate and try and figure out the translation through what it gave me, but I know Google Translate is not accurate and I kind of hate using it. I never really used it to make sentences, but I think it's gotten better over the years. Definitely, it's a lot more accurate, but still I would never rely on it. It was great for like learning certain words, but I really didn't trust how to use them in sentences because there's so many different ways you can say one thing, and Google Translate really didn't explain why this was the word that you should use. It did translate what it was supposed to mean, but I don't know if I even trust like its translation. I only use Google Translate in emergency situations. It's useful for translating bulks of text. If you want to like read something, that is definitely helpful for that because you can kind of decipher what it's actually saying. It doesn't help with slang either. You know, you can find some slang in Google Translate, but I feel like slang ways of saying sentences are not in Google Translate, so it's not helpful for like, casual conversation. The biggest way I learned Korean in Korea was by listening to people. People would talk around me and I was kind of just listen to what they were saying, pick up words from their conversations. My co-workers, I would always like listen to the conversations and I would understand stuff, and it was nice just hearing people speak Korean, and because I heard it all the time usually, I kind of started to just pick stuff up. It was attaching itself on me, like when words were repeated constantly, I started to even know the meaning without actually asking. I could just guess by the conversation, which is the best way to learn any language. As a child, that's how you learn. You don't actually know what the word is because you don't really have a language, only your brain, and you're just taught by, you know, showing things, by speaking that language directly to you. Also my co-teacher, my co-worker, a couple of them taught me some Korean. So one of my co-teachers taught me like words, which was my first ever co-teacher, and my last co-teacher, she taught me how to do the alphabet, so Hangul. She taught me how to read Hangul, and that helped me so much. Like she would sit there with me for a couple of hours, and actually one of my other co-teachers too did that. Co-worker, I guess you could say, because we never taught together. It helped me with Hangul, and that's how I learned it. I was doing it myself. I used some children's book to learn it, but it was really helpful when they kind of explained certain things, explained what the letters are and how they sound. So like the R thing is like Ryu, and you know, all the rest of them have names. So that was really helpful. That really helped me with my reading. After that, I was starting to read everywhere I went. I was reading things in Korean, and that made me read a lot faster. And now I can actually read pretty fast. Even though I'm not speaking Korean anymore, my reading is still good. Leading on to speaking Korean only, I took one Korean class. There's a free Korean language course in Hongdae. I don't know what they're called, I'm so sorry. I'll try and ask my friend and try and put it down below if I remember. That was kind of helpful. I only went to one class. It was really hard because you had to read a lot, and my reading was not good back then, so I couldn't read, and I was like falling behind, and I got really just tired, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And the woman never spoke any English, so I was forced to learn and forced to like speak, so I kind of just didn't do it. I wanted to do the easier class, but it was always filling up. But that was definitely an eye-opener, because that way I was able to speak to people, and you know, you were forced to have to speak Korean. I wanted to learn at Sogang University. I wanted to do a language course there. It's about 700 bucks for a term. I think that's 3 months. 3 months? No, 12 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. But I never did do it because I didn't have time, and so I just ended up not doing that, and I regret it. I wish I had the money, but I just ran out of time because I was moving and I couldn't do it in the end. So now how I'm learning to speak Korean is through language apps and through trying to talk. I did do language exchanges for a bit, but I found that everyone wanted to speak English, so I didn't really learn much. I used to go to language class back in Korea, and that was pretty helpful. I met a lot of friends there, but I didn't really learn much Korean. I tried to go a couple of times here in Canada. They have it in Vancouver, but I don't know, I kind of felt like everyone's very cliquey. I would come in, there would be tables of people, right? And there'd be like one spare seat or something. As you walk around, everyone's trying to avoid eye contact with you. Like, don't sit next to me. I'm like, what's the point of coming to a language exchange if you only want to speak to people who speak your language? But I don't know, that's another issue. If you want to make some friends that you can practice with, definitely language exchanges can help. Language class is run by Talk to Me in Korean, which is also another way I've been trying to learn Korean. It's definitely helped with my speaking, but I feel like my reading and writing is suffering because I don't get to see things, so I don't know how they spell. Even as they're talking, the Talk to Me in Korean people, I'm like writing stuff down all the time, taking notes, trying to keep my writing up. And also Korean apps, if you can find a good language app. I don't know any. If you know any, please do let me know. So I'm really trying to keep my Korean going, and hopefully I can get there and it will be better. I really want to be fluent. I see all these people on YouTube who can speak fluent Korean. I'm so jealous. I could have done this. If I really studied, I could have done this, but I didn't study. 나 한국말 정말 힘들어. 이상해. I don't have the confidence to speak. I just wanted to talk to you guys about, you know, how I'm trying to learn Korean right now, and give you advice if you want to learn. These are definitely great ways to learn. Just keep at it, just keep going. It's the best way to really get through it, and it's the best way to up your ability is by continuously studying and just being around Korean speakers. Please do leave tips below on how you're learning Korean. Duolingo is a great app for learning like European languages. I'm learning French right now. I love that app. If they make a Korean version, like if they actually put Korean there, I swear I would pay for it because it's such a good app. And I'm really praying they make like a Korean, can we start a petition so they can do a Korean version, because it's such good quality. I love it. I really wanna use that app to learn Korean. I would totally make videos about them every day if I could, if they would make an app for me. That'd be awesome. I'll see you guys soon. Speak Korean to me. Let's see if I can actually do this, you know. I'll practice my typing with you guys. 안녕.